Yo, yo.
One and only Charles Hoskinson has just showed up, and he's not only one of our favorite guys in the blockchain space, but also he's pretty interesting outside of it too.
I have some fun from time to time.
I know, I've heard some stories that you do some pretty cool things. First of all, what has been your takeaway from Singapore from Token 2049?
Oh, it's a huge event. It's been fun to watch it grow. The last time I went to a token event was Hong Kong. I think it was like 2018 or somewhere around there, and there was maybe 5,000 people. Now there's over 25,000 people here in Singapore, and so just 5x, and we're not even a bull market yet.
That's
so
crazy.
It'll probably be twice the size next year.
Yeah.
But just a lot of old friends I ran into, a lot of new projects, and what's reassuring about it is the space is really still growing, and there's a lot of enthusiasm, there's a lot of excitement, great NFT projects, great meme-coin projects, a lot of DeFi progress, a few new layer 1s and layer 2s and other things launching, and also a lot of real-world business and applications. There were a lot of RWA events, security token stuff, and then a lot of government people going here from Singapore and from other countries. So
they seem to want to have an active involvement.
Yeah.
Which is unlike other situations in the U.S., right? Like it seems to be pretty progressive here.
Well, there's still a few people in the U.S. that like crypto, but maybe they'll get back in power pretty soon. But it's difficult right now.
Right. Yeah. And speaking of that, how do you think the election, is going to weigh in on what happens with crypto going forward? Do you think it'll have a big impact, or will it be momentary?
I think it'll have, if Trump wins, a temporary, very positive impact, but political reality is going to work its way in. The thing is that we're kind of 101, and now we're going 102, 103. 101 is asset classification, custody standards, taxes. So that's like, is it a security or a commodity? That's where Gary Gensler's kind of mucking things up, suing everybody.
Right.
But after you pass that, then you have the very uncomfortable conversation of how do you regulate DeFi?
Right.
Much harder. How do you regulate DAOs? What do these collective property rights look like with intellectual property and these other things? It's a lot of challenging conversations. That's what Singapore is dealing with, Japan is dealing with, what Dubai and Abu Dhabi are dealing with, and they've been working on this for years now with the regulatory framework. So it's not going to get solved in the U.S. in 180 days. The best we can hope for is something like FIT21 or FIA, where we get some clarity about the security of commodity laws.
Right.
But then it's going to take probably another 2 to 3 years for the U.S. to sort out more difficult.
Right. And the tech, I just remember you saying, I hosted one Twitter Spaces with you for Proof of Talk about 2 years ago, and you were saying that you could make the American election voting system look like a toy. Cardano. And that's what the tech is there for, and it's good, like projects, monumental projects like Cardano. That's why I'm most excited about the DeFi. The ones that are building slow, scientifically and methodically, those are going to be the ones that are the pillars of the forefront of this movement, right? And I thought that really impacted me. Like, imagine when the tech gets to that place and has that integration.
The core point of blockchain technology is to restore trust in our relationships, whether it be economic, political, or social. How do you know the information you're looking at is real? How do you know your vote was counted properly and the system has integrity? How do you know you have sound money, that your money's going to be worth something day by day? So there's different lenses you can look at it. Supply chains, how do you know they're carbon neutral and that the product was made of a sustainably sourced material, or is the food organic? There's so many things in life that they only work because we have trust and integrity inside the system.
Right.
And if we don't have trust and integrity, things fall apart, which is why globalism is so hard for us right now, because we're not really trusting each other anymore. And unfortunately, we're moving from a rules-based international order to a great power structure. So China has a standard, Russia has a standard, the US has a standard, and they're no longer able to work with each other effectively. So because of that, all these projects we've had about making the world cleaner or getting rid of human trafficking or better trade or fair trade or improving HDI or the UN SDG, they take a back seat to these great power conflicts. So the solution is private systems using blockchain technology, and it's exciting to be watching the industry grow for the last 14 years from a very nascent thing that nobody cared about to this amazing, diverse 450 million person, $2 trillion Leviathan that has inspired so many young people to grow up and actually do great things. I'm so excited about it.
Monumental. One thing I'll say is, one thing I have in common with Cordell, Champ Medici, is that both our first investments ever in blockchain for Cardano.
Oh.
So we're huge Cardano fans, and It's great. DeFi is one of my most exciting things for me. One of the teams I'm with here now is called Zeebu, and they're processing mass telecom settlements on chain.
Yeah.
They've done $4 billion in 12 months. They brought in $81 million in revenue.
Yeah.
And that's all through the blockchain with the dinosaur system, with the dinosaur sector like Telecom adopting this technology not only because of the savings, because all the layers and added value the blockchain has to give, right?
Yeah.
So like, I want to see them build on Cardano. I'm sure they're going to. And you guys are building some incredible things. As we wrap this up, what are you most excited about on the developments of Cardano right now?
I'd say two things. One, the governance that we brought to bear. We spent 2 years building a great governance system with Cardano, and it's really exciting to watch how that's matured and evolved. We're just about to have a constitutional convention, and we got delegates from 50 countries coming to Argentina.
Wow.
So that's hard. I mean, everything from visas to hotels. It's a lot of work getting people
my
there.
God.
So that's great. But it'll harness the collective wisdom and power of so many people. But the other thing is Midnight. You know, Midnight being able to bring computational privacy and private smart contracts, being able to bring identity into the space. Doing that gets the real world assets, it gets the security built into the real world business, because every business has secrets, and blockchains aren't so good at keeping them. And now they are because of Midnight. And to do that across the entire industry and make it useful for Ethereum and Solana and Bitcoin, not just Cardano, is another really exciting thing. So it's going to be a lot of fun next year launching that, getting it to 135 million wallets.
Wow, so excited. We've seen the Midnight guys around the world, so we've done several interviews with them. Love them. Now, before we wrap it up, I just want to ask you, because you're one of the most fun guys in crypto. It's not all science. It's not all blockchain. You do like to have fun in your spare time. Tell us a little bit about your hobbies.
So, you know, I travel so much, but when I actually get home to my ranch or to my farm, I raise bison. I have over 600 of them. You know, I own a Black Hawk helicopter, so we do a lot of crazy stuff with that. You know, I also have a synthetic biology company where we genetically engineer plants to be bioluminescent. So those will enter market probably next year or the year after. I have a clinic in Gillette, Wyoming. You have 10,000 patients there.
Wow.
Aging and regenerative medicine. And, you know, also I just do a lot of still mathematical stuff. Like I have the Hoskinson Center for Quantum Mathematics. And so it's fun to kind of formalize math and do these types of things. So there's a life outside of blockchain, and it's a very fertile one.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we're going to have to do a show maybe just on that. Take a tour of the ranch of, you know, the medical center, and just have like one series for Draper TV where we go and explore the deeper ecosystem of Cardano. I don't know. Just put it out there. It could be
lovely to have you up in Gillette. There's 34,000 people, and I think we're the first people to do something that doesn't involve coal there.
Wow. Okay, well, thank you so much, Charles. It's been amazing to catch up with you. We'll see you again soon.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Thank you.